Chapter 1. Different from the usual image. Elysian Harvest Festival. It is held in Elysian once every several years. It is a festival in hopes of an abundant harvest. The festival involves the whole Elysian and lasts for up to several days. The whole city was bustling with excitement. The schools were on break, but certain facilities in them seemed to be still open. As long as the students wished for it, they were allowed to open a shop in the battle arena, where Royce and I fought in that petty match, the trade. This setup was not for the nobles, but for the commoner students, to allow them to earn some money. On a day, 1 month before the harvest festival, I was having tea in the principal's office after school. Out of all the various cakes Sirius Coon makes, the one I like the most is the cheesecake. Opening parenthesis question mark closing parenthesis. I think my favorite is the usual shortcake. Opening parenthesis question mark closing parenthesis. I think the reason was to bring cakes to the headmaster. Since the incident with the terrible killers, I have been to the headmaster's room many times and I became relaxed in many ways. The evidence being that it was no longer vile sensei in front of me. Soon we finished the business side of things, then it became a talk about the upcoming Harvest Festival. During Harvest Festival, not only will the facilities at school be open, but the teachers will also be taking turns to oversee them. Rodwell? Nevertheless, the number of people attending is going to be huge, so it's probably going to be difficult. Serious? That's right. I'm going to be busy managing the students wanting to open shops and the big shot companies too. Do you have any plans for the Harvest Festival, Sirius Coon? Rodwell. Nothing in particular. I think I'll just enjoy the festival from the side, walking around with my disciples. Sirius. That is good too, but how about selling these cakes? They are definitely going to be a big hit. Rodwell? If I'm going to sell cakes, the demand from other people will increase and the number of cakes that I can give to you and Magna-sensei will. Sirius. I won't allow Sirius Coon to open a shop. I won't allow you to open shop even if I have to use my name. Rodwell. The transition was really fast, huh? He is being so serious about not allowing it. Is he doing that just because he wants to eat cake? Giving cakes to the headmaster and Magna-sensei is in order to be on good terms with them. But the main purpose is for them to owe me a favor. If it was only a cake, it wouldn't be a big deal, but if I kept giving them away, it would turn in a debt. The truth is, I use it to obtain various things. Today, it seems I will be using it to obtain information. Oh yeah, the thing you wanted has arrived. Rodwell. The thing that was put on the table was a green gem. It was about the size of my pinky finger, but even at such size it was somewhat expensive, since it's rare. This gem is a mana-containing ore that has been crystallizing for a long time. Generally, this thing is called a magic stone. Unlike common ore, this gem is excellent for drawing magic formations, since it contains mana. I wonder how much the price for a piece this size was? Sirius. 8 gold coins. But it's nothing if it is for Sirius Coon. It's fine if you pay in installments. Rodwell. Here's 8 gold coins. Please, Sirius. I took out the money from my chest and put it on the table and the principal took it while stiffening a little. He probably thought that I wouldn't have such money, but thanks to the Galgan Company, I had considerable income. Initially, I planned on asking the Galgan Company, but unless they obtained permission from the guild, they wouldn't be able to buy it. Therefore, I relied on the headmaster, but since Zach from the company said they will be getting permission soon, I will be able to get it through them eventually. You surprise me as usual. Leaving that aside, what do you intend to do with that magic stone? Rodwell. I plan on experimenting with whether I can draw a magic formation for my own original magic or not. Sirius. What I want to establish a two-way communication using call. My one-way call lacks in flexibility, and I will be relieved to be able to get a response from my disciples. There is wind magic that can send information to partner by manipulating wind, but if I were to talk about it, I would be questioned about the way I obtained that knowledge. Also, my call reaches its target almost certainly. The main selling point is that it can be used entirely like a mobile phone. By all means, I want to make use of the magic formation. That's the reason why I didn't hesitate to buy it, even though the magic stone is expensive. The headmaster was surprised hearing my words. He held his head and groaned. I don't know what your original magic is, but it will be a huge accomplishment if you can create a new magic formation. Since there is a possibility that you will be targeted by foolish magic engineers, by no means talk about it in public. Rodwell. I know that. Sirius. After all, the one that will use it will be me and my disciples. It is peaceful around here, but since there are countries going to war in order to expand their territories, if Kal was to be exposed, it will be stolen immediately and used in the wars. Dispute is a human nature. I'm not saying I am against war, but please don't blame me if this makes it worse. I heard you want travel after graduation. I wonder if you plan on becoming an adventurer. Rodwell. Yes, I want to see various things around the world. Sirius. This way of thinking is very good. You probably won't have any problems being able to the extent that you are, but honestly for me, it is regrettable. If you were not a student, I would like to employ you as the chef of my house, but... Rodwell. Are you kidding me? Sirius. No, I'm serious. Rodwell. Oi, aren't you having a face that is more serious than a while ago? I don't dislike cooking, because it is my hobby, but I don't plan on making a living out of it. Thinking about Sirius-kun not being here in 2 years, I won't be able to eat the cake anymore approximately, right? Although the cakes are so delicious. Rodwell. I have some good news about that. Sirius. The truth is, I'm thinking of selling the cake recipe to the Galgan Company soon. Nonetheless, the most important thing is not the recipe or the materials, but producing magic tools to replace the oven. Although the method that I use to make cake is by using my original magic tool, I also think about selling the manufacturing process of oven-ish magic tools to the Galgan Company. But still, I'm not going to spread it thoughtlessly even if it's just the oven magic tool. In relation of magic, I explained to the headmaster in full details about the existence of oven-ish magic tools. Since the real thing is quite big, I decided to explain it by writing instead of drawing. Despite knowing that I will not be here, as well as the matter of not being able to eat cakes, the headmaster had shining eyes when he heard about this magic tool for the first time. I see. A magic tool that uniformly heats the whole thing by having a heat magic formation in all 4 directions, right? Dear me, this interesting magic tool is extremely original. Rodwell. So, how about it? Will there any problem if it is spread around? Sirius. You are going to sell this to the Galgan Company, right? If that's the case, it will be the Galgan Company's responsibility. So, it is unnecessary for Sirius-kun to worry about it. I am, more or less, going to keep an eye on it, but should I talk with the representative of the Galgan Company at least once? Rodwell. Is it about the risks of getting the magic tool spread? Sirius. If they can mass produce the cake, then I want first priority. Rodwell. Oi. Sirius. For a while now, this person has been going a bit too far. This is proof of me having a good relationship with the headmaster. If those who admire the headmaster saw him like this, won't they feel disappointed? Well, he will probably be all right if he shows such optimism. I would like to think like that also. After mentioning the frightening illnesses that one can get as a result of overeating cakes, I left the headmaster's office. I, who left the headmaster's office, went to the training ground where my disciples were waiting. The training ground at school is big. There are many scarecrows lining up side by side, and it is used for magic shooting or sword swinging practice. And then, Royce was silently swinging a sword in a simple ring made for the sake of competing. The area around him was littered with the corpses of the people that competed with him. Ah, Aniki. Are you done, Royce? Indeed, however, are you done as well? Sirius. When he saw me, he jumped out of the ring and over the corpses and came in my direction while wagging his tail. Of course, wouldn't you agree? I'm already in perfect condition. Royce. It doesn't seem like there are any more symptoms of the previous injuries left. Sirius. Half a month have passed since the terrible killer's incident. Both Amelia and Royce have recovered completely and they are continuing their training. Royce can defeat the opponents, who are his underlings, easily. When I look properly, the noble, Hald, was also one of those collapsed on the floor. Although, this doesn't mean weird things. Where are Amelia and Reese? Sirius. Nei-chan is running around the outer border of school, so I think she will return soon. Reese-Ann said she went back home, since she got called from her household. Royce. From her household, huh? I wonder what would happen if Amelia heard about this. Sirius. The moment I looked in the direction where Amelia would be coming back from running, I saw her running figure. There are 10 persons behind her. It seems she was running while leading her classmates. Sirius-sama. Amelia. Ellipsis. But, as soon as she saw my figure, she abandoned her leading role, outran her classmate to come to me. She stopped in front of me with a big smile on her face, while wagging her tail the same way as Royce. Then she adjusted her dress and bowed. Good job. Are you done with your stuff? Amelia. Well, I'm done, but aren't you still in the middle of leading them? Sirius. Oh yeah, please wait a minute. Amelia. She bowed once more, then she ran to her classmates. After joining the classmates that she led and confirming everyone's physical condition after reaching the goal, she returned to where I am. Thank you for waiting, Amelia. I appreciate your efforts. Did everyone ask you to lead? Sirius. That's right. They said they wanted to know the secret of our strength. I ran rather lightly though. Amelia. All classmates, who ran together, were not moving because they collapsed, trying to catch their breath. The differences were obvious. When compared to Amelia, she was laughing and smiling without breathing disorderly. Well, anyway, they will realize the hard truth. By the way, has Amelia heard anything about Reese? Sirius. I also haven't heard the details. A messenger from her household came a while ago, and after they talked, she said that she needs to go home and left the school. Amelia. How did she look? Sirius. She made a very difficult face. I'm certain there was something going on. Amelia. Since the incident, the condition of the siblings was perfect, but Reese was acting strange. Maybe I should check on her, because she was behaving strangely on many occasions. I guess so. Anyhow, can you talk to her at least once when she comes back? In her case, she probably won't tell anything unless you push her a little. Sirius. Should I try following her by her smell? Amelia. I understand that you worry about her to the point of wanting to chase after her, but please stop it. At least it doesn't seem a life-threatening situation. Sirius. Amelia closed her eyes comfortably when I patted her head in order to deceive her. Since I found out recently about her soft spot, which was at the root of her ear, I gently brushed that spot and continued doing that as long as she wanted. On the other hand, if I wanted to suppress them, then all I had to do was to press on their heads with my hand. Aniki. Me too, me too. Royce. Ah, yes yes. Sirius. Royce likes when I lightly massage his wolf ears. When he feels good, he will say, ooh, or something, but it looks suspicious if it is seen from the side. At least these two didn't become spoiled. Ha, I'm satisfied. Well then, I'm going to talk about Sirius-sama's magnificence with everyone. Amelia. Stop it, serious. What are you planning to tell your classmates with that ecstatic expression? I'm seriously scared that they are going to worship me like some kind strange religion. For that reason I'm determined not to allow anything like that to happen. The atmosphere would be too unbearable. I somehow managed to stop Amelia. Then the classmates, who had reached their limit, left. The practice at school was finished, so we headed to the town without Reese. We're going out to shop because we are running out of flavorings and cooking ingredients. We walked on a street that is similar to a shopping district. We visited various shops, from ones we were familiar with to ones that we visited for the first time. Royce was somewhat amazed at me visiting several shops without a purpose. Aniki likes to look at various shops, huh? Royce. That's right. However, that's because I can come up with new cuisine when I do this over and over again, so isn't being good at this not a good thing? Serious. This is an important matter. Royce. It's good thing that he understood. We continued going from one shop to another and we went to the Galgan Company last. There are a lot of things which are only available here. And above all, it's because I planned to discuss the talk I had with Rodwell earlier. Welcome, Donna. What sort of business do you have today? Zach. I came here to buy flavorings and other things, and also to discuss about cakes. Serious. Are you finally going to teach us? As expected of Donna. This is not the place for this discussion, so let's head to President's office. Zach. Zach-san, let me borrow the kitchen. Amelia. Please do as you please. Come, let's go inside. Zach. I entered the president's office at the guidance of Zach, but somehow I'm being treated like the president. In reality, I thought nothing would be said even if I sat down, just like that, on president's chair in the office. Although Zach Nichin should be the most important person here, Aniki seems like the person holding highest position. How about sitting on the seat over there, Aniki? Royce. Haha, it's not necessarily wrong. It's true that I am the most important person here, but I am not yet that outstanding. If it wasn't for Donna's knowledge, I wouldn't have been able to reach this point. I have no problem at all if you want to sit on that chair, you know. How about becoming the representative of this branch instead of me? Zach. No, thank you. Serious. What a terrible thing to say. Royce has very good intuition. It's scary that Zach was going to hand over the president's chair so easily. While I shivered at those two who had similar thinking, Amelia came with a tray borrowed from the kitchen where she prepared some drinks. Here you go. The black coffee is for Sirius Sama, right? Amelia. Thank you, Sirius. Amelia poured black liquid into the cup without even making a noise. I could smell the calm aroma that was spreading around the room. This is what you call coffee. The other day, I finally managed to find something like a coffee bean. A certain tribe opened a booth. When I examined it, I discovered by chewing that it had something similar to coffee, and I was right. That tribe doesn't only eat the coffee bean, but also raises battle morale by chewing roasted seeds. It seems popular baked, or in other words roasted, but from there, I thought of drinking it after grinding it. I didn't think about the quality, but rather about drinking a coffee after all this time. I even handed in a gold coin and bought the coffee seeds, and then I took it to the Galgan Company, roasted it and sampled it. It is more or less because of habit, but it feels good when tasting the unique bitterness, flavor and aroma of the coffee itself, for the first time in a while. By the way, Royce tried mimicking me by chugging the coffee without sugar, but he spat it out like a mist. What a useless new way to get scolded by Amelia. Zach-san, you can put a little of sugar and milk, you know that, right? Amelia. Thank you, it's an honor to learn until I have my own preference. Yeah, it has very good aroma. Zach. Royce, here's a lot of sugar and milk. Amelia. Thank you, Nei-chan. Royce. The color of Roy's coffee had already changed. Instead of coffee, it became café au lait. As you know, I think I'm glad I enjoy coffee. The mass production of curry spices has started. In addition, a coffee bean deal has been made with said tribe and we have begun the preparations to order. It will become a stable supply soon for Donna. Zach. I'm very grateful, as always. Now, to the main issue. About cakes. Serious. When I gave a cake to Zach, he of course showed interest. However, there is a special characteristic of the so-called oven, so I purposely refused to sell it for the sake of flattering the headmaster. This time, since I got an official permission from the headmaster, I could teach the method for producing the oven and cakes. Taking this opportunity, I conveyed that the headmaster wanted to get contract at once. Ooh, it's unthinkable situation for me to talk to headmaster by myself. Zach. Even if he is just an elf who loves cakes. Serious. Only Donna would think like that. Since the social status of that person himself is as high as royalties. My neck will probably get severed if I'm careless, you know. Zach. It's true that the person himself is strong and a big wig. But since I continued seeing the figure of him enjoying the cakes along with Magna Sensei, the feeling of majesticness is somewhat not there anymore. Although I haven't seen any symptoms, I'm still worried about them getting diabetes from overeating cakes. Therefore, I recently made a recommendation to be moderate and to consider their physical condition. But why am I worrying to such extent? When I meet him next time, I will tell him about you, Zach. Since the person himself is polite unless if he got provoked, it's enough if you speak with him just like I do. Serious. You understood. I'm still learning about courtesy, but I'll try my best. Even so, I will inform you whenever I'm open for business. Zach. Please do inform me. Next, I entrust you with this order. Serious. What I handed was a purchase order to buy ingredients and flavorings. This order was handled by no one else other than the Galgan Company. Zach skimmed through, and then he called his female secretary and handed the list over. Once I confirm the stock, I will deliver them to the Diamond Cottage. So please wait for it. Zach. I'm sorry, but since I'm going to bring the meat and a little bit of the spices back home, can you wrap it up please? Serious. Sure, no problem, but what are you going to be eating today? I found a new shop, you know? Zach. Whenever I come to the Galgan Company, going out with Zach for a meal was the usual course of event. But Reese wasn't with us today. Since she probably arrived at the Diamond Cottage, I'm not going to leave the Diamond Cottage empty. I'm not going to leave Reese alone. I'm sorry, but I have to decline today. Serious. Understood. Please wait for a while, since it will take a while to prepare it. Zach. The female secretary elegantly took the list, so I only needed to wait. Since the business side of things was over, my disciples and I continued chatting with Zach while waiting. Then the content of our talks changed to the upcoming Harvest Festival in the neighborhood. Harvest Festival? The Galgan Company is planning to sell the crepes that Donna thought up. While cake is also okay, it would be quite impossible during the festival. Zach. Since the headmaster will get noisy when it comes to cakes, try your best not to compromise. Serious. I'll work hard. Apart from that, did you know about this? The king's only daughter, Princess Leifel, is going to marry soon? Zach. I was aware of it since it has become a subject of gossip even in school. The present king, Cardius Bartfeld, has several sons but only one daughter. Princess Leifel, who is the only daughter, seems to be a very beautiful and intelligent person. It was a good year, but it seems the king was getting impatient, because she hadn't found a marriage partner yet. However, it seems they finally found a candidate recently, so the raised clamor is at the same level as the Harvest Festival. I am aware about this, but why are we talking about it? Serious. No, I mean, if I send a congratulatory cake, don't you think that the Galgan company's shares will rise up exponentially? Zach. What an indomitable commercialism. Although I am not sure when the cake and the marriage will happen, do work hard. Serious. Galgan will work hard, since we are in our top form. First, I'm going to meet and have a talk with the person in charge of preparing the meals. Zach. The chat continued afterwards. Once we received the things we ordered, we left the Galgan company. We were able to receive a delicious meat. What are we eating today? Amelia. Well, I wonder if I should make roast beef again. Serious. So good, Aniki. I'm just going to slice it up and bite it as it is. Royce. We're going to leave a share for Reese, you know. If she doesn't come back today or tomorrow, I might cry. Amelia. She's not going to cry about us not leaving her any, but at the very least she will feel frustrated. Reese may not look like it, but she is quite the glutton. Serious. Quote ellipsis. You mean Reese-Ann? Royce. While thinking about our plans for this evening, we continued walking on the road to the Diamond Cottage. Then, Royce turned to Amelia and I with a difficult face. What is it, Royce? Serious. Yeah. Aniki, Nei-chan. What will Reese-Ann do when she graduates from school? Royce. That is, I also haven't heard about it. Amelia. When we graduate from school, I have decided to go on trip around the world. It is simply because we don't have place to call home, so we can go on a trip as adventurer without reserve. On the other hand, Reese has a home and a family, but what does she want to do after graduation? It remained unknown, like the secrets that she holds. Reese-Ann, won't she come together with us? Royce. Well, I think I will be glad if we can travel together. However, I cannot force her to do that. Serious. How do you feel about Reese-Ann, Aniki? Royce. How do I feel about Reese, huh? Recently, there are many occasions where she looks at me like I am her father, and I also think of her as a cute daughter. She is a kind-hearted girl, who became close friends with Amelia. If I am to be honest, I like her both as a disciple and as a girl. It will be good if she can travel together with us, but she has circumstances at her home. I wonder what she is thinking. I also think that it will be fine if she can travel together with us. Well, even if the person herself says she wants to go, it will be opposed by her household, since she is a noble. Serious. Yeah. But, we need talk about this with Reese at least once. Amelia. First of all, what will happen after that? She will probably be stopped by her household even if the person herself wants to go, so do you think we should run away with Reese? We will become wanted men. Serious. That also may happen, right? Well, even if I were to become a fugitive, I would still accompany her anywhere. Amelia. Me too, Royce. Still, I don't want to become a wanted man, because I like my freedom. Serious. I said it jokingly, but if she were to have problems with her household and her parents, I think I will seriously kidnap Reese. She is not only an important child for me, but also for the siblings. And above all, she is my third disciple. It's natural to save her, if she is in trouble. After having dinner, Amelia waited until the last moment before going to bed, but she didn't return after all. In conclusion, she returned 2 days later. The school was on break at that time. We were about to begin our training after lunch in Diamond Cottage. We somehow felt something and we turned our attention to the road that leads to school. Aniki. I smell something is coming here at a great speed. Royce. I know. Judging from this reaction, is it a horse carriage? Serious. Is it from the Galgan company? But, the things we ordered have already arrived yesterday, haven't they? Amelia. The horse carriage that came shortly after was not from the Galgan company, but the speed was unusual when I examined it by using search. The horse ran like it was chased by something and it arrived within several minutes. Just in case, we prepared for battle in advance. I saw a high-grade carriage that was of quality similar to the ones nobles use, and soon after it stopped a little before us. Looking at the coachman who tried to calm down the horse, the interior part was not visible. The door of the carriage opened and Reese jumped out from inside. She appeared with great impact yet again. "Sirius San, I'm glad that you are here, Reese." Although she was in a hurry, she was relieved as soon as she saw my figure. However, she immediately became serious. She stood in front of us and bowed deeply. "I have something to ask of you. Will you come together with me on this carriage?" "Reese. Reese, what on earth has happened to you? To suddenly come without warning." "Amelia. I'll talk about the details as we move. Though this is too sudden and you may be troubled. Please come with me." "Reese. Is it something important?" "Serious." I wasn't sure why she was in a hurry, but I decided to go. I had resolved myself to help her if she was ever in trouble, so this was exactly the time. Being delighted with my words, she took and held my hand tightly. "Thank you very much. Nothing else is necessary, if Sirius San is coming." "Reese. Reese, is it not okay for us to come along?" "Amelia. Am I also no good, Reese Ann?" "Royce. I want you both to come along too. Because, I want you to know everything about me." "Reese." It was decided that all of us were going. We embarked on the carriage without bringing anything but the clothes on our backs. When Reese called out to the coachman, the horse carriage started running immediately and left Diamond Cottage. The speed of the carriage was fast even after the number of its passengers increased. It ran past the school and out of the town in no time. In the meantime, we thoroughly enjoyed the high-grade interior of the horse carriage that was rarely seen. The carriage was not too big, but 4 people could comfortably fit in, with Royce next to me and Amelia and Reese on the opposite side. "This is amazing, Aniki. The chair is so soft. It would feel good if I could lie down." "Royce. That's disgraceful, Royce." "Sorry for being noisy, Reese." "Amelia. Well yeah, it's alright. Even I wanted to lie down when I got in here for the first time." "Reese." Reese's expression softens considerably and she smiled at Royce and Amelia, maybe because she felt relieved that we were here. However, I could feel that she was tired when I looked at her properly. Something obviously happened. If the situation around her was not explained, there was nothing to be done. I wanted an explanation from her. "So, what on earth has happened?" "Serious." "Yes, please let me explain. Nevertheless, from now on everyone will probably get involved in some unexpected things, if you decide to listen to this talk. But still, I have no one else to rely on except Sirius San." "Reese. It's fine, you can talk freely. I am your Shisho and your friend. You can count on me." "Sirius. I'm not sure what I can do but I will help you too, Reese." "Amelia. Is there anything I can help with, Reese Ann?" "Royce. Thank you, very much. Reese." She straightened herself up, while tearing up a little. She opened her mouth, while staring at me who was in front of her. "The matter about me being an illegitimate child of certain noble is a lie. My real name is Felice. My family name is Bardfeld. My Oto-sama is Elysian's king." Reese said she was the daughter of royals. Maybe no one else, but the officials, knows about this. Even a person with the standing of the headmaster, Rodwell, did not know about it. The Reese, who was being honest, closed her eyes as if waiting to endure something. "So, I wonder what I should call you." "Sirius. A. T. That is, I want you to call me, Reese, like always." "Reese. Should I use honorific, Reese Ann?" "Royce. Please stop that. I want everyone to act as usual." "Reese. If that's the case, we will act like before." "Sirius. You're not surprised, huh? That is somewhat unexpected." "Reese. Apart from me, the siblings weren't surprised, because they were not involved with royals. The house where I was born was a closed world. So, we had nowhere to get information about the world. Maybe because the siblings think that I am more amazing than the king, they don't feel that children of celebrities are anything special. Reese shed tears while talking with mixed feelings, but her face was beaming. Really, and I thought I was alone, what a fool I am. Reese. Even if you said that, Reese doesn't emit the feeling of royalty, right? Serious. Yeah. Reese Ann, rather than wearing pretty dresses, looks the best when eating Aniki's meal happily. Royce. What was that? But, I'm happy. Thank you, Reese. Reese, who was overcome with feeling, grabbed the siblings' hands and embraced them with both hands. Both of them were a little bit embarrassed, but they seemed delighted feeling the warmth of Reese's hands. I'm not bothered by such things like the royals. Reese should have something more to tell, so can you continue? Serious. Yes, from here on, please take care of me. Reese. Leave it to me. Serious. I laughed at the smiling Reese. I am not surprised about her background, because for me being a noble or royalty is irrelevant. If someone became my disciple, I'll treat them equally. Even if the king intervenes, I don't have any intentions to change my policy at all. When I suddenly looked outside the horse carriage, the scenery was gorgeous and it was scenery where big buildings were lined up. This is probably the neighborhood where no one but nobles reside. A commoner like me is expected to not be able to enter a place like this. To bring me here in a hurry, what is going on? Now, would you tell me the reason why I was invited? Serious. Yes, Reese. She lowered her head deeply and asked me earnestly. My Aunt Sama, Princess Leifel, I want you to medically examine her. Reese. Author note. Most people probably expected this, but Reese is in fact royalty, not a noble. Extra, bonus. Sometime later, these are some fragments from the letters between Emilia and Noelle. Emilia. Oni-chan, Sirius Sama's splendor is not being properly conveyed to everybody. I was stopped by Sirius Sama. Noelle. Don't worry, Emi-chan. Since we are working on this mission already. These contents were leaked and stopped by Sirius.